Ignite your living space and backyard oasis at the Hickory Home and Garden Show this weekend at the Hickory Metro Convention Center.
With your look at local sports from across the Hickory Metro, I'm Jason Savage for WHKY News. We start tonight with the high school basketball playoffs. First round action started last night. We begin with girls games. In the 1A class, Drawn fell to Queens Grant 78-53. The Wildcats season ending at 13-13. In the 2A class, Bandy's winning over North Surrey 60-40. The Trojans with the win advance on to the second round. They'll go to Southwestern Randolph on Friday. East Burke was a 69-29 winner over West Davidson. Cavaliers advance to the second round. They will be hosting Randleman on Friday. Maiden defeats Wheatmore 77-42. Blue Devils move on to the second round. They'll be going to T.W. Andrews on Friday night. Meanwhile, Newton Conover fell to Surrey Central 56-46. Red Devil season ending at 18-7. In the 3A class, Freedom over Ashbrook 69-62. Patriots advance to the second round. They'll host Dudley Friday. High Brighton winning over East Lincoln in an upset 61-49. Panthers move to the second round. They'll travel to Robinson Friday. Fred T. Ford fell to Oak Grove 64-42. Tiger season ending at 15-12. In the 4A class, Alexander Central over Porter Ridge 63-56. Cougars go to the second round. They'll go to top-seeded McDowell on Friday night. Meanwhile, South Caldwell fell to Charlotte Catholic 77-57. Spartan season ending at 18-9. Boys basketball action from last night. 2A class, Bandy's over Burns 88-69. Trojans go to the second round. They'll host Forest Hills on Friday. West Caldwell fell to Lincolnton 64-51. Warriors season ends at 13-13. Maiden downs East Surrey 82-73. Blue Devils will host Lincolnton in the second round on Friday night. East Burke fell to Monroe 54-46. Cavaliers season ending at 11-15. And Newton Conover lost to Mount Pleasant 69-41. Red Devil season ending at 14-11. In the 3A class last night, Hickory edged out by East Lincoln 72-70. Red Tornado season ending at 16-6. And Freedom lost to Northwest Cabarrus 72-54. Patriot season ending at 20-7. In the 4A class last night, South Caldwell defeats Southwest Guilford 77-75. Spartans advance to the second round. They'll go to West Forsyth on Friday. Now, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's individual wrestling championships ended earlier this week at the First Horizon Coliseum in Greensboro. Now, 2025 marked just the second year of the women's wrestling championships, and a pair of women from the Hickory Metro finished in the top 4. Meanwhile, 17 boys from Hickory Metro schools finished in the top 6, led by Newton Conover's Bodie Kirkland. He won the 2A class 144-pound championship, winning by pinfall in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. You can see the full list at our website at WHKY.com. Lenoir-Rhyne softball swept a doubleheader against Lees-McRae at home yesterday, winning the first game in walk-off fashion 5-4 before winning game 2 14-1. LR improves to 7-9 on the season. They'll host Frostburg State and Mount Olive for Bear Bash 2 Saturday and Sunday of this upcoming weekend. The South Atlantic Conference announced their Women's Indoor Track and Field Athletes of the Week for meets contested during the final week of competition, and Lenoir-Rhyne's DeMasia ORTIZ earned the track honor. ORTIZ, a junior sprinter from Winston-Salem, took second place in the 400 meters at the JDL Last Chance Invitational in Winston with a time of 58.50 seconds. That time is good for the 7th best in the conference on the season. She becomes the 3rd award winner in track for the Bears this indoor season, with Alexis Brown winning the previous 2. She is also the 4th Bear overall to win a track and field award. Holly Cohn earned a field honor in week 5 of the indoor track and field season. Appalachian State men's basketball fell to Georgia Southern 61-59 on the road last night. C.J. Huntley had a double-double, 23 points and 10 rebounds, but the Mountaineers fall to 17-12 overall, 10-7 in Sunbelt Conference play. App will wrap up the regular season Friday on the road at Marshall. Appalachian State women's track and field capped competition at the Sunbelt Indoor Championships with a 3rd place team finish yesterday. The Mountaineers scored 82 points and saw 8 podium finishes across 6 different events, recording their best team finish since they won the Sunbelt title in 2016. Senior Jasmine Donahue, who scored 24 points for the Mountaineers, was named the women's top meet scorer. She was the Sun Belt champion in the women's 5,000 meters. She was the runner-up in the women's 3,000 meters and finished bronze in the women's mile. A very impressive feat. And finally, Appalachian State baseball lost at East Tennessee State yesterday 12-3. Juan Carrera hit his 5th home run of the early season for the Mountaineers, but App is 4-4 on the season. They'll be hosting Gardner-Webb in Boone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As always, you can find more stories and the latest updates online at WHKY.com. And tune in tomorrow night for WHKY Sports Talk on WHKY Radio at 9:30. We'll be talking about Hickory Motor Speedway. Their season begins on Saturday. All that is tomorrow at 9:30 on WHKY Sports Talk.